Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Natural Language Processing. Today we are presenting paper review. Let's introduce to our groupmate me Tanbir Muhammad Hassan, my friend Jaki Faik Albi Rahman, and MD Raisul Islam and brother Leo Yufe. The introduction part will be introduced by brother Leo.
Assalamu alaikum. After we reviewing the paper which title is Discriminating between similar languages using weighted subword features, we absorbed a lot from the problem that the author described. On the whole, the objective is to solve discriminating between similar languages, and our specific target is 6 main languages, which are Portuguese, Argentine, Persian, French, Bahasa, and Portuguese, with their 14 language varieties. In general, the method presents the following characteristics. First one is processing with conversion of lowercase. It's a test to better results. Second is weighted character n-gram profiles. In this part, it uses scikit-learn toolkit. The third one is a multinomial Bayesian classifier, and it produces 2 to 7 n-grams. For more details, it could be divided into pre-processing, bag of n-grams approach, term weighting, naive Bayes classifier, baseline, formula exactly. After that, this table shows the extraction, training, and testing time for n-gram length with a minimum of 2. We have a finding that larger range demand more execution time, although the test improves the scalability. Next, the results from this table documents the efficiency and accuracy of several algorithms listed down. Without extensive parameter selection, these two tables are based on third edition data. Finally, the confusion matrix is a very crucial part. It directly indicates the discriminating similar language task results that Persian achieve a fairly high F-score from our language model, which is one of results. What's more, the reason of the lower result is due to the lack of adaptation. Overall, the author proposed a new baseline and concludes from the test that these clear distinctions don't reflect the known common points between these language varieties.
Assalamu alaikum. This is MD Raisul Islam. We reviewed a paper as a group, and I look over the conceptual overview of the paper. If we talk about this, the first question will come: what is the main question addressed by the research? The author addressing in this research article, discriminating between similar language using weighted subword features. Primary stages selected 14-way language identification and 6 main language group. Even there are many feature characteristics in this article, such as pre-processing, conversion of a collection of document to sparse features, weighted characteristics, n-gram profile, and the multinomial Bayesian and classifier. Even this article used several methods as pre-processing, a bag of n-gram approach, term weighting, naive-based classifier, baseline formula. And then if you talk about the second thing, is the research work irrelevant, interesting, and important? Yes, it's relevant because the title and the method has done in this paper is suitable for work mentioned on it. I assume that this paper interesting because the author tried to describe such a new approach. This paper also important for the further research. If we talk about the one more thing, how original novel in this topic, yes, after reading this article, yes, I think that this is the original because the because the method and used by the author is unique. Even the research article got 10 citations, it means that the 10 research paper use this article as a reference. It's huge. Like it shows that like the research is like no original. And the next question will come like, is the paper well written? Is the text clear and easy to read? Yes. After read this article, I think yes, it's good writing, but some got error like the author use IE in the text. But sometimes author can use IE and sometimes they cannot use IE. IE is depends. So I am not good like review the paper. Like I'm not good in review the paper. But what I like assume that I just try to show it. Even the writing language is easy for any reader because the author chose simple sentence to write this article. The final thing, after review a paper, like what the question will come, the final like after like read this article, like successful aspect of the paper, like the successful aspect are pre-processing, conversion of collection of document to spare features like weighted character and gram profile and multinomial Bayesian classifier and research. That's and even the finally the researchers show that the clear distinction do not reflect known commonalities between the language varieties. That all I uh, like understand and after review the article, and that's all about from my side. Thank you.
Hi there, Assalamu alaikum. Now come to the next part, which is methodology. How the author implement the model. There are several techniques being used, such as pre-processing, bag of n-gram approach, the team whitening, Nyberg's classifier, and the baseline formula. So the author mostly prioritized in Nyberg classifier. This article discusses the theory behind the Nyberg classifier and their implementation. Nyberg classifier are a collection of classification algorithms based on Bayes' theorem. It is not a single algorithm, but a family of algorithms where all of them share a common principle. For instance, every pair of features being classified in independent of other. Using Bayes' theorem, we can find a probability of A happening given that the V has occurred. Here B is the evidence and A is the hypothesis. So this assumption made here is that the predictor or feature are independent. That is, presence of one particular feature does not affect the other. So Naive algorithms are mostly used in sentiment analysis, spam filtering, recommendation system, etc. They are fast and easy to implement, but their biggest disadvantage is that the requirement of the predictor to be independent. In most of the real life cases, the predictors are dependent. This hinders the performance of the classifier. So that is why the author prioritized in Naive classifier. However, there are too many techniques being used. So as I mentioned before, pre-processing, bag of n-gram, approach of whitening, Naive classifier, and baseline formula. However, the experimental design method have been done appropriately. For instance, the author converted the text to lowercase by using pre-processing technique so that it can lead to a better result during the deployment. Moreover, he worked on the refined version of baseline. So he also used bag of n-gram, is basically used for mapping. The author argued that for text classification tasks, there are many state-of-the-art classification algorithm can work, such as support vector machine, etc. Not only the naive. So another assumption made here is that all predictors have an equal effect on the outcome. So the author also come up with the confusion matrix. So here we can see the confusion matrix. The method used to conduct the experiment does fit what the paper is trying to achieve and is sound and appropriate. The research is done based on the above mentioned setup that have been prepared for previous research. Also the setup they proposed in the paper are done systematically. So the accuracy and the weighted F1 achieved by author is approximately 92%, which is not quite bad, and the result achieved third place of out of 11 teams. The method performed well on Naive method rather than the official being algorithm F1 score. So here we can see the Naive got the 90 almost 90% accuracy, and the others cannot get this one. So the F score on variant of Persian is significantly high, which is around 96%. On the other contrary, without pre-processing on new data, the result is quite bad, which was not more than 65%. So that's all from me. The rest of the part will describe by brother Jaki.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Zakifai Kabirahman. I'm going to continue from where Tanvir left. The pre-processing steps were done properly. It has been tested following linguistic pre-processing methods that slightly improved the results intended. Considering the comparison between several classifier types on the extracted features, the implemented method outperforms most of the systems used in DSL shared tasks, getting the accuracy of 0.902 with naive-based classifier. Um, Extraction time with respect to n-gram length shown in the paper is computationally efficient on the DSL shared task data. Execution with feature hashing proposed in our paper effectively improved the scalability of the model. The best conditions were found with a minimum n-gram or with length of 6 to 8. It seemed to be a trade-off between computational efficiency and accuracy due to upper bound on used features and hash collision. The author successfully delivered discriminating between similar languages per the goal of of this paper, and it outperforms previous approaches with noticeable differences in performance. The result and the evidence facilitate the success of the approach according to the hypothesis of the author. Provided further resources, the model could be even better when tested on new data from different languages. The author proposed feature works to have a new baseline to make the necessary components available under an open source license as a base task reference for feature extraction of different languages. That's all from us. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.